Hey everybody, I'm Arnie. Welcome back to Butte Forge. Thanks for tuning in. We're on video number 3, I think, of the flower series. So I got a lot of patterns that I had to cut out. That's why it took a little while. I played around with my veining tool, as you can see on some leaves, trying to get ahead of things a little bit. So anyway, what I thought I'd do is I whipped out with my table that I used to use for teaching. If you were wondering about the odd little shapes of the backs of the jigs, that's why, because it has this nice little marriage joint. And I came across this metal years ago and decided to make a workbench out of it and a work table and do things like put all my tools on it that I can slide on and off. And like that one there can also go on the top of a vise or your hardy hole of your anvil, for that matter. Anyway, here's my setup. All right, so we always try to improve our tooling. I used to just clamp this plate down. Now what I have done is I've modified it so that I've got a nice block to beat against and everything else. Now we're working with copper and brass, so hardwood's not imperative. It's just not. I mean, it's nice if you got it, but you don't have to have it. Anyways, so what I thought the first thing we're going to do, the first flower we'll start making is the daisies. They're the easiest. They take the least learning curve to make and to learn. And it's also probably the easiest to braise up and whatnot. So the first step to making these is you have to anneal it, okay? And as I talked about in the intro, we have to anneal the copper, okay, and the brass so that it's extremely soft and pliable, basically. So you just it just no big deal. And somehow, that annealing process is going to allow us to forge this and get this nice profile. Well, maybe not forge, that's an inappropriate word, but to coppersmith those daisies. To do the annealing, it takes some sort of fuel. You can use oxyacetylene, kind of dangerous in my opinion. I prefer to use a weed burner such as this, okay? And that's generally the easiest way to do it. I'm going to turn on the bottle while I'm standing here. And so you saw the basket. I said it fits in the vise. I got my pickup tongs handy, and I have some water, all right? So the procedure is you will heat these up to a very dull red till they're just a light red, just barely showing, okay? And then you drop them into the water. I'm going to try to do a couple here for you. What that's going to take for me is to drop the camera into my little steady rest for me. And then I'm going to go shut the lights off. And then we're going to go do a couple. And I'll try to show you the color that you're looking for. All right, stand by. Okay. Where's my striker? There's my striker. Here's my torch. Got that ready. All right. So you don't have to crank this thing up to where you're trying to start a burn pile or something. Probably too much. There we go. So maybe what about like that? So first I'm just going to put it on the whole pile. When I start to see a few pieces or the tips of these things come up a little red, I'll start cherry picking them. There's a little red. Alright, see it's starting to get a little there? Get a red. See that? That's almost too much, but not bad. There you go, drop her in. Alright, so you work through this pile, and your goal is to not burn them up. Not get them so hot that they melt. All you're trying to do is get them glowing red hot, like that, and they're annealed. That's it. Alright, ready, rich. got the car shop. Turn the lights back on. All right, let me grab the camera out of the little handy holder. We're already over 5 minutes, unfortunately, but okay, take a looky there. Let's put the camera in the right hand so I don't have to do this twice again like I already have. All right, so these have been kind of cooked and softened. Let's see how soft they are. So, there you go. So that's ready for texture, okay? All right, so that's step one, everybody. So we're going to call that the annealing video, all right? And so every single time you work the flowers, you're going to do a rounded texture. And once you've put that rounded texture on it, before you do anything again, you got to anneal it, okay? So that's the annealing video. Simply a dull red heat, dip it in the water, and you're done. You could do this again and again and again and again. Okay, now keep in mind, the very last thing you're going to do is gas weld a lot of this stuff together. So in a way, that is going to be the final anneal, okay? And at that point, you shape the flowers by hand or with your tools once you have that final anneal. All right, so thanks for joining me. If this annealing video was helpful, please press like, share it with your buddies. Great to have you back at the forge again, and we're going to do another video here real quick, but we'll keep them separate because I know everybody can't sit around and watch hours at a time. But the next one, we're going to texture these, and I'll show you how I put the texture on them and how we press them out in the little arbor press that's in the background. All right, thanks for joining me. See you next time at Butte Forge. Bye now.